That's everyone.
It's a hot take. But
I think that's a standard take at this point.
seriously, if I am getting a 4-pound dog, I want it to be horrible. Like, just absolutely unruly. I expect it to pee in my kitchen. Like, I don't care because it's so adorable that just gives me its own joy. I don't need anything else.
You just want to walk around like Dr. Evil and
Now,
stroke.
Yes.
She was in
I am
a
Dr.
parade
Evil.
recently. She won the whole freaking
I
Pride of
saw
Valley
that.
Junction.
Yeah, congrats.
Oh my dog. Dog. Oh my dog.
Oh, my dog. Hey.
Oh, my dog, hello.
We're back.
Back again.
And
We have a special guest with us today.
so excited. So Clint Knox is here with us from Knox Canine Training. Is that right? How do I
That's
say that?
correct, yes.
Okay. And I'm going to give just a quick backstory on how Clint became my favorite trainer in Des Moines, but also just how we got connected. And then we're going to just dive into it about, what your trainer wants you to know, the hot topics that people are calling for, and just some ideas on how to help your dog be a happier part of your family,
And you guys have heard us talk about Clint on this podcast multiple times before.
Yeah.
We send him all of our nightmare
you.
cases.
Thank you.
When we don't know what to do anymore, we say, help.
And also when people call and they want to surrender their dog for behavioral issues and we don't have a spot for them or we don't feel like it's something we can handle.
And
we
if the
always
people are willing to
refer
put a
them.
resource into it, we refer there first. Because if they haven't tried training, I mean, for
a good place to
goodness
start.
sake, please
Yeah.
start there first before you give up.
And also, if somebody has adopted a dog from us and after they get them home, they're experiencing behavioral issues, then
Adopters regret.
we offer to pay for one session to get them started with you. And then if it needs more than that, which
It's on them.
it
would.
may
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I assume there's some sort of ratio of where it's not the dog.
Yeah, it's a lot of people issues here.
Mostly people issues
Yeah.
we
Do
find.
you have a therapist certification?
No, but I should. Marriage
definitely
counselor,
should.
therapist. I mean, you get it all. Yeah.
I expected that.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. Even in my house, my daughter remarks that from her bedroom, she can tell which parent has come home because when I walk through the door, the dogs do, when they initially hear the door, wiggle, they'll bark. And as soon as the door opens, they completely are silent. And there's no jumping. They just back up. And I walk through the door. I walk through the hallway. I go do my thing. I put my coat down. I do whatever. And there's zero noise. When Papa walks through the door, it is pandemonium every single freaking day.
Oh my God.
And
Is it because he doesn't train him or because
Yes.
of his job? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was like a stress level. He's coming home.
No.
Okay.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
thought he,
man has
I just
no
thought he was the
stress.
favorite.
When I come home,
Would
they
you
go
watch your mouth,
wild. My dogs go crazy when I get in, and I encourage it. I'm sure I do because I'm just like, oh my gosh, how are you guys? What have you been doing all day?
Yeah.
I've missed you so much.
Most of mine are a lot bigger than yours, so I don't like that.
And then I sit on the floor in the kitchen and we do all the things and everybody comes up and nibbles me and Stanley does laps with his rabbit. And
It is a little bit of a vibe though, because like when I walk through the door, like I'm not like that's not my. I'm excited to see my dogs. Like obviously that's my whole
course.
world, but like that is not my priority. My priority is like get through the door, get things figured out, probably pick up a chihuahua poop and then go about my day. And then once I sit down or, go lay down to watch a movie or any of that kind of thing, then, I that's inviting them to like enter my space. But when I walk through the door, like we spend a lot of time, I'm like, nope.
Oh man.
And they
Yeah.
back off. Imagine a whole herd. So
It sounds like the Ace Ventura scene where he comes home and,
And yes,
all the animals
it's
disappear. That's for you.
just like that.
In
Yeah.
so many ways, Kara and I are duplicates of each other, and in so many ways,
Yeah,
we are
yin
the
and yang or
exact
something. Yeah,
opposite.
Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of my knowledge surrounding how to like tell my dogs what behaviors I expect from them comes from my relationship with Clint and meeting him 14 years ago when I found a stray puppy, which was not a stray puppy. It was literally seen being dumped with another puppy. Another lady took one puppy and she looks at me and she goes, kind of nods her head, and I was like, oh God. And so I picked up the puppy and I was young, dumb, and broke. I'm like, I do not know what I'm doing with this, but I just found a puppy that just got dumped in the Target parking lot and I don't know what to do here.
What?
Yeah, right in those bushes, right outside of the Merle Hay Target.
That's crazy.
An old jalopy truck comes and just goes and throw out
You're
these 2 little puppies.
kidding me.
Yes. And so the one lady picks one up. I pick up the other one. I'm on my lunch break at work. Okay. So I call work and I said, I have to go to the vet's office. They're like, what? And I was like, well, I just got a puppy. They're like, what? And I'm like, yes, I received a parking lot puppy and I don't know what to do. So I show up, the vet's office. One of the vets says, we think this is a beagle. And I said, I don't think it's a beagle. And this is well before I got like super obsessed with dog breeds and like could immediately like ID like up on site. I was like, I don't know what it is. The other vet goes, oh, no way, that's a pit bull. And she yoinks back the dog's like jaw, and it was kind of like wider and all of these teeth. And I had this moment of like, oh my God. And there was zero thought in my mind that anything other than me keeping this dog was going to happen. So I was like, all right, well, I will take the 2 cents I have to rub together and I'm going to find a trainer. And I called one trainer who actually came to my place of work, because this dog from that point forward until I left that job 5 years later, she came to work with me every day. So they actually met me at my work.
What was the name of this dog?
Dottie.
Oh, this was Dottie.
This is Dottie. This is .com. This is
She's
Matriarch.
still around.
She's still alive.
Yeah, she's still around. That's
She's
amazing.
the dog that all the fosters climb all over. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
snuggle up to.
She has literally trained 250 dogs
Yeah.
like on her own. Like she's
Wow.
incredible. Like she's become like this. But I was terrified because I had never even at that point in my life seen a pit bull in real life, like at all. Like,
It's like a Sasquatch.
yeah, I was like, oh my God, it's a pit bull. What? Ended up, she's probably a German Shepherd pit bull, but there's some pity in there, but she's mostly, a mutt. But in the moment, I was like, oh, I got to get ahead of this. I'm going to be a great dog owner. She's going to know all the things. And so I signed up for this trainer who came to my office, and he was talking about all these sorts of like corporal punishment type things, or like, you got to show the dog who's boss and lay them on their side. And I was like, I don't think so.
The parking lot puppy?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so with the parking lot puppy. I think
Yeah.
she's not like that bad yet. She was only like 12 weeks old. She was tiny. So I'm like, I don't like this. So then I got back on the internet and I found where
Wait, was this the same site that you found the groomer, the mobile groomer on?
it was the same time period. Yeah. The internet was a shallower place back then, Holly. It wasn't.
I don't even know what
And seedier, apparently.
Yes. Well,
what
now we have
episode
to
refer you to, but there is an episode where Kara talks about this mobile groomer that shows up to her work, and it was
Oh, you hired him?
so
the groomer, yeah,
Okay.
the mobile, not the
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
no,
hire
the
the
groomer.
trainers, but the groomer, yes.
so shady.
It was like this rusty old van, and like they dumped
Free candy.
They dumped the water from the grooming like on the parking lot, like it was just like running out of the bottom of the
Wow.
van.
Cousin Eddie's grooming.
It was serious. No,
shitters full.
Yeah,
shitters full.
Wow.
It was, and the dogs came back in, and they were like burned from clippers, like scalped, and I like destroyed them on the internet, like that. And I worked at a web development company, and while the internet was much more shallow back then, it was still.
It was
You were on
probably
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
this trainer was probably relation.
They probably were. Good Lord.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, yes. So,
great.
but yes, that was a very similar time frame. I'll have you know. Yeah. But anyway, I found Clint, and we went through a puppy class, and Dottie was, as I recall, the star of the class.
I think, rock star.
she was
I
really
remember
good.
that too, yeah.
And then my daughter was quite young back then because it was 14 years ago. And so she, instead of reading books at night, we got a dog training book, and she would pick out a trick before bed, and we would teach
wow.
Dottie before we went to sleep a trick. And we had all kinds of things that she could do, but our favorite one, and one of the earlier ones that we taught, was get the lights. And so when
That would be handy.
It
wouldn't it?
so your hands are full or whatever, but what we did was Cam, it was time for bed, and she would say, okay, Dottie, get the lights. And on our way out of her room, she would jump up and bop with her nose. We have those flat plate
Yeah.
switches, the lights, and
Who
then we'd shut
needs
the
a
door.
clapper?
when you got a little pit
when you
bull
got
Yeah.
parking lot puppy.
Parking lot puppy.
Okay,
So-
now I got goals for the twins when they get older.
Yes.
Gotta pick a trick every night.
Yes, it's the cutest little, it was just a cute little like dog training for kids book, and she loved it. It was the whole thing. But anyway, that kind of dove in our obsession with really like rescue dogs and
Wow.
understanding what that looked like and all the things.
You already had a
and
bunch of little dogs though too, right?
We had two.
Only
yeah,
two,
we only
okay.
had two. So really, again, shallow like the internet was my dog pool back then.
Yeah.
relative to current status.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, we had a little Bichon and a Lhasa Apso, and they've both passed now, but Dottie's still hanging in there.
That's great.
She's
Yeah.
super sweet.
Yeah, she's a good girl. She teaches all the dogs. But anyway, so that's how I met Clint. And then later on, you know, he was an employee at that place and then moved on and you started your own place. So tell us a little bit about how you landed, where you started, all the things.
Okay, so I got involved with dog training from being dog lovers like you guys.
Yep.
So I got my first 2 dogs in 2006. I got 2 American Bulldogs. They get really big, really fast. They're big, dumb meatheads, which I love.
I remember
litter
those dogs.
mates.
Yeah, Vega and Cash.
Yeah.
They're kind of infamous.
Were
Yeah.
they litter mates?
No, but they basically acted like it because they were about 3 months apart.
Same syndrome situation.
Yeah, it was
happened.
littermate syndrome. I didn't know any different. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do that, don't do that. But that's how I learned.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got them, and they were unruly, ruined the house, all the good puppy stuff. And then I took a class at Petco, and that just sparked my interest in dog training. I did take a class in 1992 with a trainer in town that I think is still around, and they haven't like upgraded thoughts since then.
First of all, I'm going to just cut into this. I said our
My
age
math-
earlier,
my math
but
is
you're
not
older
math.
than
Oh
me.
wow! Now
If
we're
you're
gonna,
taking
hey,
classes,
cut this. No.
No. This whole time I thought, I'm like, Clint is exactly our age. Like, this is great.
Oh
Like,
no, I
we've
was a
got-
kid in '92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't like a grown man.
I mean, I think that's when I
Oh.
went to kindergarten.
yeah, I was.
like-
I was 9, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, you were old enough in 92
No,
to like
no.
take a class?
It was like the family pet. Like we took it there that I got for Christmas from Santa Claus.
I
to
was
be
with
clear.
you.
Okay,
I'm
I
like-
should have been clear.
I was like, red don't crack. What has happened here?
That's good. No, I wasn't very. Okay, I was a kid.
Okay.
But I remember it because as a 9-year-old, I was like, this is crazy what they're having us do with the dogs. So when
Yeah.
I got my meatheads, I'm like, I can't do that stuff with these dogs. They're going to like turn on me. And then I go to this Petco class. I'm like, whoa, like everything's different. It's all this positive reinforcement. And then I worked at Wells Fargo at the time in a cubicle. I hated it. And so I found out about Animal Behavior College. I went there. I graduated in 2009. And then I quit Wells Fargo and started training dogs. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Was that like an online thing, or you went somewhere?
A little of both. It was Animal Behavior College mostly online, and then you do an internship. And so I did mine in
Cool.
Arizona because there wasn't anyone around, and I was willing to move.
Yeah.
And now I take students. I take probably like 5 students a year.
Oh, heck
my
yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I want to
There's
go
an
to class.
avenue for Cam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Cam would be. Oh my gosh.
She'd be
she's
really
Oh,
very
she's in there?
talented.
Oh, yeah.
She works out at Paws and Pines,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she does their boarding and daycare and all that kind of stuff. And they had their employee meeting. This is my tiny like child brag, but they had their
Absolutely.
employee meeting, and they said, you know, all of you people that have been working with dogs forever, this 17-year-old is the only one that could handle this dog, this dog, this dog, this dog. We had to call her in so that we could take, like
Oh,
it was
day off, like,
yeah,
get in here, we
like
got-
get
yeah.
in here. We've got
Cujo's
these
here.
like, yes, and
Yeah.
she's the only one that just, and part of it's the have no fear situation,
Yeah.
like the confidence.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
she
but
would
also she
love
grows
that.
up in all these dogs in your house.
Yeah,
Right?
And
Like
she
she's
could
an-
stay at home.
she's raised. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a
Could
bunch of stuff
stay
she could do online and stuff.
Please.
Yeah.
She's ready to run.
Although we really do need Cam to get her own place so that we can place more dogs.
Yeah, another house.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
an acreage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I went there. I first worked at Petco. That's like everyone's first job,
Yep.
which is mostly retail, not much dog training.
Right.
Like sell some leashes or whatever.
Yeah,
but-
when you're in there, the dog trainer's like walking around.
yeah, they want you to go up to be like, oh, you're buying puppy treats. You want to do a puppy class? And I hate hard selling. So
Oh,
Yeah.
horrible.
or
It's
cold selling, I guess. You know,
I
it's
hate
just-
any selling. It's
Yeah.
terrible. It's a
Yeah.
bad feeling.
So I didn't do it. I just kind of hung out by the fish and would like ignore everyone.
Great place for a
Yeah.
dog trainer to hang
Yeah,
out
right.
by the
Staring
fish.
at the fish, yeah. So yeah, it wasn't the place for me. But then even while I was there, everyone was asking about like behavioral stuff, and I didn't know much at the time. And they don't teach you a lot of that in college. So I ended up working with the late great Scott Jetter at Canine Craze.
Hey!
Oh, I loved Scott Jetter. He
Yeah.
was very
So
talented.
his wife,
Yes.
I went to
Renee.
school with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was in
Boone,
my
right?
class.
Yes.
Okay.
Renee Dotzler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I still know.
She was in my class.
I
kinda
knew
small
her
world.
before I knew you. That's crazy.
That is
the world just
wild.
wraps
Yeah.
itself around each other.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I
Right.
haven't seen her since high school, though.
Wow. And we're in the dog world. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That is crazy.
We should reconnect with
Yeah.
her because she's.
There's another podcast.
Now, she's
Yeah.
gotten remarried since, correct?
She has, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
she still doing her?
Yeah, she still owns Canine Craze, and then
Excellent.
she does stuff with Puppy Jake, the
Yeah.
service
Yep.
dogs.
Yep.
See, I didn't work with Renee directly. I think it was her office manager came up to me. I was at a farmer's market
Mm-hmm.
selling my freeze-dried stuff,
Mhm.
and I had Oh My Dog business cards out just because
that's what you
why
do.
not,
Yeah.
right? And the office manager of Canine Craze saw it, and she gave us a bunch of cards for like 25% off their
nice.
first visit or something like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
to give to our adopters.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I know Renee, whatever.
Yeah.
But I still haven't talked to her in a long time.
You guys should reconnect. That would be.
Well, our
Yeah.
20-year reunion is coming up in September. Maybe she'll come back for that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss
I should
my
send her a
20-year
message.
reunion, kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
Kind of because I'm busy, but
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I went there to work with behavioral cases with Scott. He was really good. He kind of mentored me and taught me most of the stuff I know about that, or at least got me started on the right path. And then I worked there for a while, and then I started my own business in 2017.
Okay.
So Knox Canine Training is the name of that. I'm over by the Animal Rescue League. There's like nothing in that area to.
Yeah, it is kind of
It's
a
a weird-
no man's land, isn't
Yeah,
it? It
yeah.
hasn't quite developed yet.
Yeah, it's all industrial buildings. It's like
But
there's
your
just-
place reminds me of where Canine Craze is. It's kind of like
Yes,
a warehouse
same thing.
type of
Flex
situation.
space warehouse, yeah.
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
you need a big open space to do
And you
that
need people
kind
like
of
neighbors
stuff.
that don't care about barking. And
Right.
Now, there's another place right near there.
Yeah, I think there is.
Okay. We're not going to say that.
Unnamed.
But
Yeah.
I will say that Mom took Jack there once.
Oh.
My mom's terrorist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We call him a Wolverine.
Spell it in our
And-
thing so I know what it is.
He's an awful little dog.
Which we have another trainer that we that is in Knoxville, and they named their training facility
saw it.
Knox and the Hound.
Yeah.
And I go, that is so stupid. Why did they do that? And Holly goes, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it. She's like,
Knoxville.
what do you mean? I was like, I go, huh? And I looked at it again. I go, oh. I'm like, well, I hate it. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
my parents were in Knoxville, sent me a photo like, isn't this great? I'm like, well, it's cool, but it's kind of confusing.
Well, like if
Yeah.
you look up Knox
Yeah, like,
training,
yeah.
you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
So just so you know, I mean, while
We
I don't-
do love Knox
we
in
do
the
I was gonna
house.
say, they might
we
be
do love
great. I don't
Knox.
know anything about 'em.
No, we do
Yeah.
love Knox and the Hound, but because of that I knew Clint, I was like, this is so confusing. I don't
You
know
got
what's
your
happening.
wires crossed.
My
Yeah.
wires crossed, and I was unable to like get their like pun
Yeah.
at all. I was like, I don't get it at all. Why are they doing this?
But to be fair, it is a good name. Knowing
It
it.
is,
yeah.
yeah, it is a cute
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
And they're wonderful. They have a really great
Oh, good to hear.
facility. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really good.
Good.
So anyway, what kind of offerings or packages do you
Yes.
have at Knox?
So we offer lots of classes. We have 2 levels of puppy class. We have this first level class. It's called Puppy Exploration, and I wanted to talk about it because it's the most important class anyone can
Puppy
take.
Exploration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're exploring.
And puppies are considered
For in this class, it would be 2 to 5 months.
okay.
So we're trying to catch
Baby
them in
puppies.
the
Like
earliest.
Like pre-K.
Yeah, there you go. Like the earliest socialization happens in those windows, and so we want to get them in ASAP.
Okay.
I will tell you, most people that email think their dog is above and beyond that, and they want to jump into the most advanced class ever.
Sure.
And that's never the case.
No.
Anyway, that is if you're going to take one class, that's the one.
Everybody thinks their child is special,
You got
but
it.
most of the time they're special ed.
Except for Dottie, she could have skipped number 1.
Dottie was the one exception. Yeah.
Except for Dottie.
Yep. So that's
Yeah.
2 to 5 months is puppy exploration. Then
Okay.
it goes 5 to 9 months, which is puppy basics, we call it. And then
Okay.
you move into, we have obedience classes.
Cool.
1, 2, and then we do Canine Good Citizen. We do scent work.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I do a lot of reactive stuff, and I teach a reactive class called Barkers Anonymous. So,
That's so cute.
yeah.
I do like that.
I would like a shirt, please.
I know. We got to get merch going for that
For
one.
that,
Yeah.
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 If you need
specifically.
a merch, dude, I got
You
one.
got one? Okay.
And do you do any agility training or anything like that?
I don't have enough room in my facility, believe it or not, at like 3,000 square feet for agility. So I'll do it with people one-on-one, but I don't host a class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But people want agility. They're always
So
asking.
Dottie with Clint though, we did the first like beginner puppy, and then there was like the next one after that, and then we did agility 1 and 2.
Oh,
as
you
well.
did?
Yeah, we did all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he doesn't remember me, but I remember.
You know what you
I remember you in puppy class. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we did all 4. We did. There
That's
was 4
awesome.
classes, and then Dottie became kind of a lummox. I'm like, well, she's not agile at all.
What's a lummox?
What? A lummox? All right, look it up. It's lummox. Like she's just kind of like an oaf.
Was that like word of the day in your phone today or something?
How do you spell it?
Not that. No.
Uh-oh.
That is
That's
not
her
it.
on the left.
No, it's not. It's like
Not that.
There's an X. There's an X involved.
Maybe
Wow, Kara just outsmarted the room. None of us know what this means.
LUMMOX.
you know. While he's looking that up, you know what you do have room for though.
What's that?
I haven't even been there, and I know you have room for it.
Okay.
There.
Lummox.
Wow.
Lummox is an
term.
informal.
A clumsy or stupid person. logging that.
Dumb
Yep.
ox.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all going to keep that one in our library.
Everyone, word of the day, lummox.
Lummox.
Oh shit.
Lummox.
Nice word.
And,
But she-
and it fits
Yeah,
for all of
yeah,
us
it's-
at this exact moment.
yeah,
But
we're all-
while she knew exactly what she was supposed to do in the Agility 2 class, it was like slow motion.
Yeah, yeah.
And like she wouldn't like
Derp, derp, derp.
get yes.
Yeah.
And the older she's gotten, she's got like all
A
of
dumb ox or lumbering.
yes, she lumbers about.
Yeah. Gosh,
Klutz.
I got a few people that applies to.
We're gonna start using this.
Lummox. Can we hear it in a sentence? No. Anyway,
I love that the origin of the word is from the meaning of large chunk of food.
It's so good.
lambic. Yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
All right. What were you saying? I could offer.
Barn hunts.
Yeah. Do you do it?
Yes.
Do you have rats?
Well,
Stanley loves it.
we
Okay.
tried, but he's also a pee pants. He wants to pee on the
Oh,
hay
and that's like the
bales,
fail.
and they kick you out. Then we got kicked out. She had to buy a hay bale.
How much do those run?
$20 apparently.
Okay.
Which
I feel like
agree-
people.
You got ripped off.
yeah.
People are gonna know
I
how much
know.
that is.
Says the guy who runs the farm
the
podcast.
farm guy. Yeah.
And the ironic part of it is that my dad was with me. He brought his dog. Because
Okay.
it was going to be like a father-daughter bonding
It was
moment
so
thing.
cute. You guys were so excited when we came up, and then
And my dad, just envision a cowboy,
Okay.
like an old Western cowboy. Who's that? Wilford Brimley.
Oh, he's like Wilford Brimley.
That's my
yes,
Wow.
100%. Look that
And
up,
we
please. I'd like to
farm
see that picture up
dad.
here.
Hay and grass.
Oh,
And
so you
this
could have brought your own bale.
yes.
Okay.
The ironic part of the whole thing was that she charged $20 for this bale of straw that he peed 2 little dribbles on.
There we go. There's your
Oh my
dad.
gosh,
That's
that
my
is your
dad.
dad. He looks exactly like that, but like in the
Wow.
hat and everything, and his like
I love
sweet
it.
personality. That is him to a T.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness, that is him.
And my dad's like, I could give her half a rack of straw bales for
Yeah,
$20.
yeah.
You know?
Here's the thing with that. Like, someone's got to take care of these rats.
I
for you. So
know.
if you want to house the rats,
I know,
let's
that's
talk
the
about
problem.
it.
Well,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's in conversations.
Okay.
Fur-
Well, let's talk.
Furry Friends
Mhm.
Refuge. Is it Refuge or Furry
Yeah.
Friends
Yeah,
Sanctuary?
Refuge.
Whatever
Refuge,
it is. Anyway, they always have rats, adoptable rats.
right.
And they're the right kind of rat. Apparently you can't use stray rats. You have,
You have to have like a
use
somewhat tame rat.
like
I don't think
like a
the
house
owner of
rat.
that would go for that.
Well, she wouldn't know.
Who?
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking the owner of Furry Friends. I don't know her name.
If we said we were, but
Oh,
it's
you're
gonna-
saying you're
they're
going to adopt
protected.
it.
adopt it. It's going to be a pet.
Oh, they're
and then-
absolutely protected.
Yeah.
though.
I see what you're saying.
But we're saying her nephews are going to take this rat, make it a pet,
Okay.
and then
Or several.
occasionally we will put it in a tube
Okay.
for a dog to sniff.
If you guys do all that and we got the hay hook up in here, let's
I
talk.
mean, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
But we want it to be pee friendly to
I
make it
was-
harder.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah,
Well, and the other thing was
Be encouraged or
Be
what?
encouraged.
it
Be
was
positive.
away.
Be positive. Yeah.
it was supposed to be
Like just something
like
fun to do,
come
right?
and learn about barn hunt and
Yeah.
like a learn and
It was,
train
like,
type thing. No, it
Violently
wasn't.
They got, like,
structured,
tournament-
like
yeah.
too many rules. We're like, we just want to know what this is.
I'm
Yeah.
not a rules person, as you've probably figured out. in our
Definitely not a
prior
rules person
discussions.
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, they need a beginner session where
That's what this
You
after
can pee
everybody's
over
done,
everything.
everybody's
Clean
done,
her up.
all the professionals have done it. Pee all you
everywhere
want.
you
Yeah.
went.
Have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean, we
talking
could do
about.
that.
It'd be
I got a
fun.
mop.
We were gonna do a pee. Yeah, we just put down tarps. You know.
Yeah,
We
the
could
blue
have like an
tarps, yeah.
OMD day at
If you
Knox
come-
Canine Training.
Yes, if you come to do barn hunt at this facility, you have to stay and clean up afterwards, and then it's done.
Yeah.
We clean.
We'll just make it an amateur class. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
fun.
gonna be so
I think it'd
great.
be amazing.
I'm gonna talk to Dad.
Okay. Can't wait to meet the guy that looks like Wilford Brimley.
You're gonna pass away. Hold on, let me just find.
You're gonna love him.
Oh, am I going to get a side-by-side
He's a
shot
really-
now?
Really great guy. Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
so what else?
What
do you
else?
have any like? That's my dad. Yeah.
Nailed it. Wow.
right
On the
He's had the
caddy?
same-
on the caddy.
He's they don't even have that. They haven't had that caddy.
He's
for
had
like
that as-
20 years.
He's had that profile picture as long as I've known
I don't think
you.
he knows how to change his profile
Look at
picture.
him. And he's got
adorable.
I know.
look, there he is with the little
tater
Oh,
tot.
no,
man.
that's with Chris's
Everett.
dog, but the picture. But anyway, he's got chihuahuas of all things that
That's
live
great.
in his house, and
The
he
tough
loves
cowboy's
them.
got the
Oh.
chihuahuas.
He
I
also
love
has
it.
a border collie, and he also has a
Oh, to be fair, right?
Ketchen. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't think so.
Is that how you say it? Did you look it
He-
Is
up?
it a livestock guardian dog?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
I
a
have heard of it.
big MFer.
And
Yeah.
they're from.
And he's tried to eat me now twice.
Sounds
she
right for
almost
the,
got killed. Yeah.
Par for
Nope,
the course.
Nope, with a K. It's like Karakashan. Karakashan.
That is a terrible try.
Ooh,
Krakachan.
that.
Nope. SH. There's an SH in there.
Kara.
SH.
K.
Look up and then write like Afghani dog. There we go.
There.
Karakashan.
Have Google
That was life. Yeah.
pronounce it.
Yeah. How do we say it? On Wikipedia, they'll say.
So there.
Where did he find this dog? This is like.
Well, we
This
ended
was
up
a
with it.
rescue dog.
Okay.
A dog that was surrendered,
And it's a
this
purebred
lady
big
had
giant
it,
thing.
and
Crazy.
when we went to pick him up, he was awful. Then we literally took an entire pork roast.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a 3-pound pork roast
Yeah.
to lure this dog into a
From
kennel.
the other people's place or
Why
Yes.
did you just have a pork roast? They had
Wait,
one in their
sorry,
fridge.
go back down. Want to say it about the President Bush had one or something?
No, he did not. He couldn't handle
It said
that.
something down. Keep going. I swear. There you go.
Control
There.
F.
Oh, visit.
Bulgaria.
Never mind. He went to the country where the dog is from.
He presented him with
Okay.
a shepherd.
What did he do
He
with
gave
it?
him a dog.
he
Then
gave-
what did he do with it? He gave
We
it to
might have
Vladimir
it.
He
Putin.
just gave it to the minister.
They gave it to Vladimir Putin
All right.
as a gift in 2010.
The more you know today on this podcast.
I actually think that dog just made the news.
Really?
No.
I want to say
It's like 15.
Putin had a dog there that he was showing that he still had
Click
this
on the
dog that was
Buffy link.
gifted.
I'm just telling you right now, Kara.
Buffy, yeah. Oh, there we go.
And
Still alive.
Oh, look at him. He's like.
Bulgarian.
They're
Karakashan.
huge.
I'm pretty sure he was on TV.
he weighs just as much as I do.
Buffy is adorable.
He's
Look,
100.
there he is with Vladimir Putin doing a trick.
He's
Turn the
120
lights off,
pounds.
Buffy.
They've got the great big,
Get the lights, Buff.
the double dew claw.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, they got the
They're
hanging
huge
things.
because they're meant to climb trees
Yeah.
to kill mountain lions.
Yeah, they look great Pyrenees-ish, like that.
Yeah, but they're
livestock
mean,
guardian stuff.
unlike
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Pyrenees.
Well, I don't think all
Political
of them are
gift.
mean.
Wow.
Pets of Vladimir Putin. This is a whole Wikipedia page. What
Oh,
other pets does he
Jesus.
got?
This is gonna get deep.
See, this is what we're talking
Yeah.
about. This is the type of thing that
I guess
happens.
2 poodles too to
He's
soften
got a
things
Labrador
up.
retriever.
Had a Labrador
Oh.
or a Labrador.
Well, Buffy found him, and
Yeah, Buffy took him out. Oh my gosh. Buffy, Umi, which is an Akita. That's
Wow.
tracks, I guess. He's got
Vernie.
Vernie.
I'm
He's-
sorry.
he was
Are
a
we
gift
talking
from
about
Turkey.
dogs of Putin?
Yeah, political.
Yeah.
dogs.
Where are we right now?
that's the spiral.
All right,
That's where we went.
gotta
Okay.
land the plane.
Here we come back.
All right.
I
So
don't know.
anyway,
Okay, so
barn
we're
hunts.
barn hunt. Yeah, we'll
We're
talk
gonna
about
get
barn
that
hunt.
going.
Eventually. We're pretty
Eventually.
obsessed with it.
Okay.
But we're going to figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyway. okay.
Besides classes, I think I labeled all the classes we do.
Yeah. So then if somebody calls you, what are they calling about?
So we do private training, and it ranges widely. Like a lot of calls about just, hey, I got a puppy, and we need potty training help. So those are like pretty basic, right? And then that ranges all the way up to like, hey, my dog bit a kid, and the police say I have to have a training session, or I can't keep him. I just had one of those last week.
Oh my goodness.
Like, help us.
Yeah.
Or dog-to-dog reactivity and aggression is probably the number one thing people contact me for.
Resource guarding.
Resource guarding is
deal.
very common.
Yeah.
Separation anxiety. Yeah, just all like behavioral issues. And so that's kind of like my bread and butter. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, because if you didn't do that, we would have more
Yeah.
phone calls than we do now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
There's a lot of people need help with that stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously not trying to give your services away for free, but are there things that people can do maybe to get ahead of that?
If
Like
you
just
start-
behavioral
Oh.
problems in general.
Sure.
If you start to notice, let's
Yeah.
say,
I would say as a general with like behavioral modification, which is what we're talking about, the first step is like, how do you lessen the dog's chances to do the behavior? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
So like when we work with dog reactivity, usually these dogs are barking at dogs all day, every day. So when I pull up to their house and I see the nose art or whatever people call it all over every window, I'm like,
Like,
step
oh,
one,
okay.
you need to block all these windows.
Yes.
Or when you're at work, this dog needs to be crated or put in a back room or whatever that is for the person. But if you're letting them do it all day, every day, it's a muscle. Practice makes perfect.
sure.
The
and
muscle
they're
gets
getting
bigger.
a reward, and their reward is
That's what and
yeah.
most of these dogs are fearful, and so they're barking out of fear or anxiety. So they bark at the mailman. The consequence is the mailman leaves. That behavior just got reinforced, and so now they're in this loop.
No, you just,
And then like it gets bigger. He's like, well, "This is my tool. If I'm scared, I bark like crazy, and eventually they will go away."
you just said that, and that reminded me. Remember, we had emailed you about Mercury.
Oh,
The-
really?
The
Okay.
The Karakachin or Krakachin or however the hell you say
The
it.
Kraken.
After it almost
Release
the
Kraken.
Yeah, we're going to call it a Kraken.
Yeah, we had emailed you,
There
and
he is,
I
Okay.
said that he we were experiencing
Adorable
those
in this
issues,
video I'm
and
watching, by the way.
yeah, he can't be bothered enough to
to stand up and eat.
But
eat
bothered
the
enough
gravy.
to kill Holly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
But we never pursued it because my.
I'm gonna get
I
your
didn't
dad
want you
saddled
to
and
get
rode it. No, I'm
killed.
just joking.
I'm thinking an airsoft would fix everything, but
Yeah.
no, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yes.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
So that's kind of right. Yeah. So like that's just one example. Like if your dog's resource guarding the food bowl and you keep pestering him, stop.
Right.
Or like separate your dogs to
Weird.
eat. If it's like that's step one in a behavioral program is management.
Take away
or
the moment.
yeah, like quit letting them do it. And that's what most people are doing. They're just like they're not changing any of their behavior, so the dog just repeats.
So like Otter, my blind. I
Mostly
can't believe
deaf.
I'm saying this. Doodle.
It's not really.
He's not deaf.
Really
He's
a doodle.
his hearing
can
is
hear?
very acute.
Oh, but he's.
Did you hear?
He does have poodle in it.
The whispering.
So he's blind. So
Okay.
anytime, so at feeding time, if anything even comes near him, he just
Yeah,
goes nuts.
that's common with blind dogs. And you have a crew, right, of dogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just feed him completely away from everybody else.
Problem solved for the most part.
Staying solved.
So yeah, that's such an easy solution. Like you could work on lessening that behavior.
Well, sure.
Way easier just to separate them and be like, okay, we don't deal with that twice a day.
Right.
No,
So good job with Otter.
he's fine.
Yeah.
He's getting fat.
Okay. That's another issue.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
sometimes that's an interesting perspective. So just because you're not necessarily air quote fixing
Correct.
the issue doesn't mean that it's not fixed.
Right.
or you're not on the way to fixing it. Because if the dog's not rehearsing it every day, the behavior naturally will start to decrease.
Lessen.
Regress.
Like if I lift weights every day and I stop for a month, I'm weaker.
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
the dog's barking out the window every day for probably 7 years or by the time they call me, the behavior is very strong.
Right.
So yeah, that is a big part because you're only going to do training for most people. I recommend like 10 minutes twice a day. So maybe 20 minutes if they're a great client.
That's the other thing that I always tell people, because when you're on a phone call with people that
They
that
always
have
say
an
every
aggressive
freaking
dog,
one. I don't have time.
I don't have time for it. And I think there's a huge misconception that training a dog takes like hours a day.
Yeah, yes, definitely. That's
And-
what people think.
And
but
we've
it
talked
does not.
about that on the podcast as well. Like, no, literally 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, 10 minutes before bed, something
Yep.
like that.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's like the whole, like if you turn a ship like a slight degree in an ocean, like all of a sudden you've made this big headway. That's dog training for 5 to 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, but everyone thinks like, I don't have a block of an hour or whatever. It's like, that's not your day-to-day stuff.
Right.
So,
Seriously.
and most dogs don't last that long. Like even in classes are an hour and you see the dogs like checking out.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
try to like, take breaks and stuff, but it's just too much.
So talk to me about the difference between physical stimulation, physical training, and mental stimulation and mental training.
So, okay, that's another thing. Most dogs I meet with are getting plenty of physical exercise most of the time. Like they have a yard, they walk them, they play ball, they go to the dog park, whatever. But they're not getting mentally stimulated, and you can wear dogs out way faster with mental stimulation. Whether
Curious
that's
about it.
training, if it's like interactive feeders, just doing something. But like if you're throwing the ball, like that's just like you're the ball launcher and the dog just runs.
Did
Most
you read
dogs do
that
that forever.
article, by the way, about that you shouldn't play fetch with your dog because
There's
of this?
a lot of drama. You guys could do a podcast on that whole drama.
I know.
Oh, tell
Um,
me about this. I
Yes.
haven't seen it.
Well, I read this article and then I kind of went down a wormhole.
Yeah.
And they're
Weird.
Yeah, I know. But
We're
it's
shocked.
It's about that if you play fetch with your dog, you're creating this unresolved feeling for them that becomes like this obsession, and then it can create further behavioral issues and blah 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 blah, and it goes down this whole spiral. And then the types of things you're supposed to do when you're done playing fetch to like end the
Yeah.
I can throw the ball for Dallas exactly one time, and he's not bringing it back. He's like, why would I do
Effective,
that
yeah.
again?
well, like Hippo.
Like, same, bro. Like,
Hippo is obsessed with fetch. And when we would bring her to the dog park, she listens really well to me, but not necessarily everyone. But if she was like, we saw her like starting to fixate on other things, we would literally pick up 2 tennis balls. You'd throw one, you'd have the other one. You'd throw the one, you'd throw the other one. And she would just get so worn out. But it almost was a little bit of that. Like, I can see where they're coming from with this idea, right? But like,
They have like points on both sides. I
Right.
think it's just like extreme. Like everything in dog training is like sides and
yes.
but yeah, if you have a dog who's just obsessive compulsive about it, you probably need to have some rules
Right.
involved.
Like,
But
when
I
we're
still-
done, it looks like this.
Yeah,
or
but like
whatever.
catch and tug and things are only fun with the human. So I think they're big relationship builders.
Yeah, I like
the
it.
dog can't play fetch by himself unless you have one of those like automatic
Oh,
throwers,
yeah.
the iFetch or whatever. But
Which that's stupid. What's the fun of
yeah.
that?
But anyway, so I think it's good. But yeah, maybe make them do like a sit before you throw it or something
Yes.
basic. So it's not just straight physical, because some dogs can do that for like endlessly, like hours.
So give me an example of a mental stimulation.
I mean, any training thing would be mental. Like I do a lot of impulse control stuff with food, with toys. Like where if they want it, they have to do something to get it.
Okay.
And so I train it first, and then a lot of those things become just daily. Like for example, if I go home and my dog Jules wants to go outside, he's been trained over the last 4 years. You have to sit at the door. I'm going to open it. I'm going to make sure there's no turkeys outside or deer, because I'll like to chase them. And he's a bulldog.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he thinks he's big and bad, but I think like a Tom would mess him up. Like they've
Right.
blown up on him and gotten big. Anyway, so I have him sit. I look outside, and then we use the word break to let him go.
Yeah.
And so now that's just something we do every day. So he is so excited, but he has to think. It's like, hey, I know you want to go outside really bad. If you sit, I'll let you out. When he was younger, it was just like pawing and headbutting and bowling his way
Yes.
out.
We've done that with Dottie. Gosh darn it.
How many dots?
Dot.
My husband adopted a dog named named Dot, and we have Dottie, and it is ruining my life. But her name is, we call her
I
Tot.
don't think she still got it out.
Tot Dot is her name.
Tot Dot, okay.
But she came as Dot.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this isn't going to work. I'm like, I want to call her Tatiana. And everyone's like, that is stupid. Absolutely not. So she ended up with Tot Dot, and we call her Tot or whatever. But she is a menace when she goes outside. She picks on every dog and tries to get them riled up and bites at them and circles and circles and circles. Now, she doesn't even get to go downstairs when all the other dogs go downstairs. She stays upstairs and she sits. And we get ready to take everybody out, now she looks at me and she sits down.
Yeah.
She was like, fine. And we did very little other than just like the replicating of that.
Yeah.
So
And
she
then-
doesn't get to go out with everybody.
No, because she's a monster. She does once we get her calmed down and everybody else has done their potties and things. If we go out with her, she can. But no, she cannot run out the door with everybody else. She will
There'll be
cause
chaos, right?
Yeah, she'll cause a whole.
Well,
Yeah.
act a fool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be a fool.
But anyway, the same thing. We gave her this task that like she had to do before going out the door, and it really has changed our lives and hers
Yeah.
because it was awful. I was like, this is not going to work. This
Yeah.
is bad.
And also with that, like that, now the reward is the access to going outside. Like
Yeah.
there's no treat involved. It's like it's freedom.
Yeah.
Most dogs love that. So like
She
make
still
them
goes
do
runs her hot
something.
laps. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like you can look at like a Kong toy, the stuffable ones.
Yeah, how do you feel about those?
I love them.
What about lick mats?
Lick mats are great as well. I use both those with my own doggies and with lots of clients.
Have you
Snuffle mats, that's another one.
visited? Oh, I got one of those.
Yeah, the shag carpet.
Otter uses it as a bed now.
Yeah, they're comfy.
Have you been to Paws and Pines apothecary?
They have all this good
They
stuff.
have rabbit
Weird
heads.
things.
Wait,
like
they'll have what?
rabbit
rabbit
heads.
Oh, rabbit heads. Okay.
and beaver paws and whole
Nice.
fish and fish skins
Yeah.
and all
Yes.
kinds of fun stuff.
That stuff looks crazy when you're feeding the dog like that raw
Stanley
stuff.
loves it.
Yeah, they
Right.
love it. But yeah, like so snuffle mat. Yeah, any of those
So
are
that's
like
more like a
mental.
reward, but I think, destroying a rabbit head is that mental?
Yeah.
Is that considered mental?
Like I would say chewing and stuff is mental.
It's
Yeah, mental in
definitely
another way, right?
considered
Right.
mental, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
They're eating a brain.
Yeah.
So there's
But yeah,
that.
most of the time it's people are doing like lots of physical, but there's no mental.
Okay.
And then mental ties into now do we have a relationship where the dog listens to us, especially outside of the house? Usually not. That's why they called me.
Okay.
Every dog is awesome in the kitchen and living room. It's like when people go on walks or they're like, the dog doesn't even look at me, like he's lost.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about dogs being kenneled while the owners are at work? So they're in a kennel for like, let's say 8 hours a day.
I kennel all the dogs I own.
Do you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I could
People
never.
are constant.
You don't
well,
have to, but
you don't
yeah.
have to. Not all of mine. My littles, you
Yeah.
know, they run amok. I don't believe in training a little dog, which is
That's everyone.
It's a hot take, but
I think that's a standard take at this point.
seriously, if I am getting a 4-pound dog, I want it to be horrible. Like just absolutely unruly. I expect it to pee in my kitchen. Like I don't care because it's so adorable that just gives me its own joy. I don't need anything else.
You just want to walk around like Dr. Evil and
Now-
stroke.
Yes.
She was in
I
a
am Dr.
parade
Evil.
recently. She won the whole freaking
Oh,
Pride
I
of
saw
Valley
that.
Junction.
Yeah, congrats. Yes.
But yeah, my little dogs, 0 rules.
Yeah.
But my bigs, very specific, and they all know exactly where to go, what to do. As soon as I'm getting ready, they're waiting at the door to go downstairs to go to their kennels. They
Yep.
don't hate it. They lay down there, they sleep, they get their Kong, they get their food, they get their treats, and when I get home, they go out. Tot has to wait till last because she's a monster. But like everybody it's a routine, and it's okay. Like it's their den.
I mean, you have to train it, to be fair. Like, you can't just like, throw them in and expect most dogs to like it.
No.
But like some of the stuff you're saying, like giving them toys in there, feeding them meals, like you can make it balance. But like a lot of people with puppies who don't crate train, those houses are disasters when I go. Like the puppies chewed a hole in the couch where the couch is it's 2 pieces now. It's a sectional. So like, or they've chewed through the drywall, and it's like, well, why don't you crate them? Oh, we don't do that.
I guess I've never encountered that. If I had encountered that, maybe I would try it better or be more open.
But if you're not having issues, then I wouldn't, like, if you were my client, like, you have to crate them. It would be like, if you're having an issue, you should consider this.
But that's why I say that everyone who gets a puppy should at least crate train that puppy.
Yes.
Like Juji, we have a pug, and we got him in 2020 as a puppy, and I didn't know like if he was going to be destructive because he's a little bigger than my like little bitties. He's like 22 pounds. So I crate trained him, and he crated for the first year of his life with a treat in the crate. And like when we were leaving after I stopped crating him, he would zoom down there so that he could get his treat before we left, and I'd leave the door open and he'd come back out and whatever.
Yeah.
But I felt like that made our puppy life so much easier because he liked that, and I didn't have to deal with the destruction. I didn't have to deal with him scratching at the door and doing all the things and breaking things and whatever because he felt comfortable. And now, and we talked about this like in an episode recently about like disaster. If something bad's happening and the tornado siren's going off, I want my dog.
Didn't you have a fire?
Well, everybody I freaking know has had a fire.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, if you had to, like, throw the dogs in a car or, like, in a kennel.
You have to be able to, like, get them in a crate and get them out the door.
Out,
like, I want every dog to be crate trained. Doesn't mean I'm going to crate them every day. My bigs are crated every day. But, like, no.
I tell everyone, like, the dogs are going to be crated at some point in their life, even if you don't do it.
Right.
If you ever travel, if they ever get injured.
They go to the vet.
Groomer, vet.
Anything.
Those are all, they're going to be crated.
And they'll be way more stressed if they aren't used to it and they don't feel like it's a good place.
Yeah.
Like,
so now they're stressed that you're gone, and now they're in a crate, and it just compounds.
Now, what if a dog is destroying things within a crate? Like, let's say you put a blanket or a dog bed in a crate with them so they're comfortable. It's a nice, genuine thing to do, right?
Yeah. My old dog, Cash, who I talked about, he had swallowed things in the past and had very expensive surgeries.
Yeah.
So by the end, he was on, like, it was prison style. It was just like a metal, or the tray.
Yeah.
And then my other dog had, like, 2 beds in there and, like, all this stuff. So it depends on the dog, and he was fine, but I did feel bad. Like, you have this really nice luxury thing, and then you're on the floor.
No, that's our
house. But there's a safety thing. I mean,
exactly, yeah. Grizzly Bear, he tears apart everything in his crate in a perfect silver dollar sized circle and then spits it out, but like it's just a confetti mess. And like, so everybody else,
can you train that out of them?
Well, so like with him, he wasn't stressed to be in there. It didn't seem like he would lay in there and be fine, but if there's something there, he wanted to just rip it up and then ingest it. So no, that like if you're not there to like reinforce,
that's a health.
Yeah, it was like because we had that surgery, it was scary.
Yeah.
He swallowed the classic like ropes with all the pieces.
Yeah.
He broke the knot and then started ingesting string by string when he was like a puppy, and I didn't realize he was doing that.
Oh,
so the next time he was going to the bathroom, the string's halfway hanging, and I gave it the slightest tug, and he squealed, and I was like, nope.
Oh no,
so
that's a bad one.
It was
that's a bad one.
They compared it to like the string on your hooded sweatshirt. If you pull like what it looks like, they're like that would have been his intestines.
If you had like
if I would have yanked it, they're like you might have like
killed him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that was like when he was a puppy, and so after that I was like I got to be really careful because he'll just. Or we'd pull socks out and you have the tip, and then it's like, oh, there's like 12 more inches of sock. So he was just like that. Yeah, maybe not
Magic
the brightest.
Remember that dog of Natasha's that we had
8 rocks.
8 rocks.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
We had 2 surgeries with that dog.
But why was her entire backyard rocked also?
She thought it was a good idea, but it wasn't.
They don't live there anymore.
I had a client who the dog had eaten so many rocks, they're like, we can't do this surgery again because all the tissue.
That's what happened with this dog.
But when she moved, I was like, maybe let's not rock.
Like maybe don't rock your backyard again. Hilarious.
At least as long as you have this dog.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess crate training. I always train all the dogs to be familiar, but if you don't use it, maybe not the biggest deal. But with puppies, it's really hard. You don't have a safe place to put them. They're destructive. All that stuff.
Well, I just really like getting into things.
Yeah,
we like to collect the old ones at this point.
Just skip all that,
Ew.
right?
Yeah,
Puppies,
like
people don't realize how
10+.
exhausting they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a dog the other day, and it was like looked just like Holly's dogs, and it was like she goes, "How old is it?" And I was like, "It's like 10," and she goes, "Dang it!"
It's such a perfect little dog.
Can't do another 10-year-old.
Still thinking about that dog.
Yeah.
No, I like him older.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion,
she had just adopted the blind dog.
I just
and she was
adopted
like,
Otter,
Yeah.
who growls at me every day. By the way.
Okay.
He's just a.
But we talk about this too, like some
Fluffer.
of those behaviors, it's the tolerance of the human, right? Like, again, I like my little dogs to be like completely unbearable for everyone but me.
I love
that. and that's fine, and that's the life that makes me happy. But the next person, like we took in a min pin that sometimes potties in the house. And I said, well, that's no big deal to us. And she was like, oh my gosh, it's ruining my life.
A
And I
deal
was
breaker
like,
for some.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Like, it'll be okay.
I think that's like another thing people ask all the time, clients. Like, we work on loose leash walking. That's another common phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what does it look like? I'm like, well, part of it is like, what do you want it to look like? I'm not teaching you competition obedience. So if you're okay with the dog being 3 steps ahead, I'm okay with it.
Yes.
My general rule is I don't want them like tight leash and pulling me, but they can be ahead of me.
Yeah.
But then I have other clients who are like, nope, it's got to be like behind my knee, like military style, you know. But it's whatever you want, you know, and I can train you whatever you want.
Right.
So I think a lot of it is what's acceptable to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about dog ownership is it's really, but there again, you kind of gotta work with, you gotta pick what you're willing to work with.
Yeah.
Like don't adopt a dog that's
like over your
has
skill set or over your
incontinence
head.
issues.
Yeah.
If a
If you
potty
don't
mess
like a
is
potty
gonna
mess.
ruin your life.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not a great idea. Or
Right.
don't adopt a German Shepherd that's completely untrained or
Yeah.
unfocused if you don't want to be pulled around. Like,
Or if you're not an active
unless you're willing to
person
put
or
the work in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Same with puppies. Like maybe don't get a puppy if you don't want to do all the puppy stuff. You guys probably have plenty of dogs that aren't puppies, right?
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
And
We
there you
got a
go.
lot
There's
of
your
oldies.
plug.
Yeah,
A lot
for
of
real.
oldies.
Yeah.
Well, and the
We
thing
got
that
a lot of puppies too.
Yeah. Yeah.
we get, and there's nothing wrong with like being a retired person and getting a puppy if you want to put that time in or whatever, but like also do the math. But second of all,
We try to do math for people, and sometimes the
It's
math
kind of
don't
depressing.
math.
Yeah.
right, it is depressing.
Yeah.
It's like, when
It's
when
like,
will
oh, I'm
you
88
die?
years old
They're
and
like,
I
this
want
is not
a
what I
6-month-old puppy. Probably not.
No, probably not. No. But, they'll say, oh, well, I had a senior golden retriever that passed away and I'm really interested in this like puppy doodle. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what you want. Like, should we talk about like what you want your life to look like day to day?
Yeah.
Because it's not that.
Yeah.
And
also, like, they look at it with rose-colored glasses. They had a puppy like 20 years ago,
And it was
now
great.
they're 70, and they're like,
a lot less
this is-
energy.
yeah, it's like this isn't what I remember. It's like that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's common.
Now I do have a geriatric German Shepherd who's completely deaf now.
You got all the deaf and blind dogs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay,
Just
that's great.
realized that I have a deaf dog and
You got
a
one
blind
each.
dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Together, they're Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Can either of them write?
Anyway,
How's that dog?
how old is he?
No, like how is he in general? Like
Oh, he's fine.
dealing with? Yeah. Okay.
He's very old.
How old?
13.
Oh, that's a up there
Yeah.
shepherd.
Yeah.
It was my late husband's dog. It was Aaron's dog, and I keep telling Aaron that he can come get his dog anytime.
Doors open.
But I also give him all the things to make him live
to
longer.
manage that, yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's on
Dallas is so
Naprofen
great, though.
and
He's
fish
a good
oil,
boy.
and he gets, scrambled egg
he's
and
got the good
cottage
life.
cheese.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he's got all the things. He's got his mattress costs more than my mattress.
Nice.
But he is totally deaf. I mean, absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
I can pull into the garage in my vehicle, and he will not hear
Yeah.
me at all.
Deaf is
Laying in the garage.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
next
gotcha,
to where
yeah.
I park.
Gotcha.
Deaf
Deaf is fairly easy to work through. I mean,
Yeah.
easier
So
than
Aaron was
blind.
very good about training him, and so he has a couple hand signals which have long faded. I mean, over the last 5 years, it's gone. I
Okay.
haven't done it hardly at all. But what kind of tips? Deaf dogs. So what you're saying is
Yeah.
deaf dogs are not untrainable.
It's not this big hurdle most people think it is.
Right.
which is what we also ran into with Finn.
Yes. And
The
Echo.
boxer.
You're working with Echo, too,
Oh,
a little
yeah,
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Oh, that was one of ours, wasn't
yes,
it?
Echo, my friend Alex from the dog park.
What was that?
What is
a,
I can like see her face. and
Yeah,
I'm like, what
Echo
she?
is like a Pomeranian, like terrier mix thing.
yeah, what was
Almost
that
looks
dog?
Aussie. at
Yes,
times.
it's like a
Is-
mini
okay,
Aussie,
yeah,
but
yes.
it's not though. She did a DNA
She's
test and
much
it was
smaller.
something weird.
Yeah.
Little.
And she's
But
got
she
the weird
has the
inverted
blue
eye.
eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they got sunglasses for him.
Yeah, she got goggles.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like these huge doggles, and like he wears them.
Yeah. She had them on last time. They're styling. Yeah.
Okay, so talked about that
Deaf
for a
dogs?
minute.
Yeah.
So even like if you had a normal hearing dog, didn't have issues in like puppy class, we're teaching hand signs first thing.
You're
Dogs
doing
will-
that even with hearing dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like in puppy class, we don't care about verbal because dogs are terrible. They don't speak English.
Okay.
But people assume they do, and then what happens? They go sit, 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 sit. And then the dog either just doesn't know what you're saying, or they learn, I don't have to do this till the 5th time you say it.
Womp, 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 womp,
You
womp.
got, I literally use that. It's peanuts, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we teach hand signs right out the gate. They learn it super fast, and then the verbal comes way later. So
Yeah,
even
this
dogs,
is the only one Dallas does. It's the fist.
that's like kind of the standard.
And that's a sit. That's
Yeah.
it.
But you only need a couple, like sit down, come.
And this.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. But we'll teach it to dogs.
Or I'll hold the food. I hold the food dish up.
Well, that works
and
too, yeah.
He comes lummoxing over.
See,
Nice use.
can you do ing?
Is it
at
a verb?
I don't think so.
No.
it's a.
I like the try.
Lummoxing?
It's good.
Nah. No.
He comes around
He's-
like a lummox.
There it is.
There you go.
Over to
Okay.
his feeding area.
Yes. So anyway, it's effective for all dogs. And then, when they get older, a lot of dogs lose their hearing. And so it's effective even at old age.
Excellent.
And if they know nothing, we can teach it, out the gate.
Cool.
I wouldn't say Finn didn't know nothing, but like he learned everything really fast.
So
Finn-
talk
Finn
about
is
Finn a
smart.
little bit.
Yeah, we're in the middle of kind of a crazy
Reevaluation
with Finn. So he landed with his family. He was doing really, really well.
In Kansas.
Kansas, 5 hours from here in
Yeah.
Kansas.
With Toto.
Toto was a lot better behaved. So Finn had a little bit of a setback and I think got spooked at his new house and reacted. And so his new family called and I had a moment of like, I don't know how to help you from here, And
5 hours away.
5 hours away. And I said, this is it. You're his last chance. So after this, like if you don't want to work with him and keep him, I think we're at a point where like we have to
Consider
You're gonna
behavioral
consider everything,
euthanasia.
yeah.
consider behavioral euthanasia, which is not something I've personally had to do. We've had to do it in the rescue, but I have never had to actually
Like recommend it or
recommend
talk
it
about
or talk about it. Which, by the way, make a note for the other episode we're gonna talk about because I need to remember to talk about that husky.
Which
was
one?
The husky that was almost to behavioral euthanasia.
Ew.
Yes, please note that because I won't forget.
Got it.
We will have already talked about this when you hear this episode because it comes out after. We're mixing things up, people. But anyway, so I said that, and then I immediately was like, "Oh, Holly, like this is." I mean, it was weighing on me.
So
it was so sad and so
Yeah.
hard on me. Like I spent a lot of time and energy, and we spent a lot of resources on that dog. And you worked with the foster as best we could, but as we talked about in the other episodes, it just wasn't the best situation. But I thought this was going to be the best situation for him. Luckily, the people took a beat, breathed a little bit, and said, okay, well, let's reach out to a local trainer here and see what we can do. So Clint and I have both talked to this trainer, and the training facility actually has what they call a zero chance dog sanctuary.
Yeah.
So dogs that have, like Finn, hit their last rope, they will potentially take them in if they think that they've got promise enough to live happily in their sanctuary. Now, he's not going there yet. Right now, we're working towards keeping him in the home, which he was adopted to, which I do think is the right home for him. We just got to train the people to get there.
Yeah, it's almost like that is the perfect. If you could draw up a home that's perfect, like live in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
have had a deaf boxer before.
Yeah.
Where he's
don't
never
have
going to
kids.
encounter another human being.
Yeah, like
Yes.
yeah. I'm glad they're thinking about it because that seems like the best spot.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful. And they said, the trainer told me, that they're missing him and they want him back. And it just makes me feel, because he's been staying at the training facility, it makes me feel like there's some more hope for him to be a loved pet in a home. I think it's completely possible. It was one of those dogs where it's like, if I had no other dogs and I had only my crazed dog resources to give to it, like that would be a
the
great dog. But like most homes and most situations are not set up for like that amount of resources, and like
He's a bit
Whatever.
exhausting.
he is
That's- yeah,
exhausting.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's just had a
And
tough run.
he
though,
doesn't
too,
realize
like-
how many lives he's...
if he
Used
were a
up.
cat, he'd be dead twice.
Yeah, yeah. yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm hopeful, but Clint and, in conjunction with this foster who, worked to the best of her abilities, did teach this dog a ton of things
Yeah.
simply with hand signals. And he was so food motivated that it was really helpful. So I think that's a good segue into what does positive reinforcement training mean? How does that look? How do you make it work? Like if we're just talking base level.
Just base level. So so just boiling it down, positive reinforcement is the dog does something for you to earn something they want. The easiest thing to look at is food. They do a sit, they get a treat. That's like the most basic, right? Obviously, positive reinforcement's more than just food. It could be toys. It could be attention. Like we talked about access to getting outside. Like that's a huge reinforcement for my own dog.
Yep.
And so he does something every day to earn that, I guess, or to get that.
Yep.
That's the most basic. I think a lot of people fall into not understanding fully how it works, and they start to bribe the dogs for everything. So what bribing is you show the dog the food first, then you ask him to perform. Highly effective when food is present.
And then after that?
And then very quickly the dog goes, oh, show me the money. If you don't have the food in hand dangling in front of me, I will not do it. So they negotiate.
Boom, takes off and does whatever they want.
So I think that's where it gets maybe a bad rap is that people are doing it in the wrong order just because they don't understand. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, he only does it for food, so I don't want to use food. But food is a tool like any other tool. And so, yeah, it works really well. I also like it because it's really forgiving. Even if people have messed up horribly by always shaking a treat jar to get the dog to come inside, I usually can easily undo that in, a few sessions. So, yeah, really forgiving.
Yes.
It does take more time for some things, and that's where we get stuck on TikTok world.
Because it's about repetition.
Yes, that was one of the things I want to talk about, repetition. Like I had a session today, and we were going over what we worked on 2 weeks ago, and the lady would do like 2 of whatever. Let's say it's sit. She would do 2 sits and go, okay, what else? And I'm like, no, I want to see like 5 to 10. Like I want to see that your dog can repeat this. But everything she did was twice, and she goes, what else? And I was like, no. And that's probably what you're doing at home. And so it's not.
It's the immediate gratification world that we're in. And I know, dog training has been dog training for a million years, but I suppose that the things that we're coming up against change with how society changes too.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
But yeah, and then like with TikTok or even like TV shows, you see results in like really quick time. Yeah. And that's with behavior modification, what we talked about earlier, it's not quick. It's like a weight loss program. Like it would take weeks to like start to turn that corner.
I used to train Dallas while Aaron was on deployment, and I would always do like the same rhythm, like the same.
That's another problem.
In the same order.
Sit, shake down. Sit, shake down.
And then, but I was doing like where I would walk and he'd weave in between my legs.
Oh, nice.
And I do like the bang bang, and he'd fall over dead. But I made the fatal error of doing them in the same order every time. So like I would go to do this and he'd already be on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when dogs do that, that's where like I use a clicker as a marker, and that really helps with that. So if you grab the treat bag and your dog's already done every trick he knows, well, I didn't click, I didn't reward you, I didn't ask you for anything, but they start to dance.
Yeah.
They're like, here's the 3 things I know.
Right.
And most people are like, cool, treat. And you're like,
you're laying down. Cool. You're shaking.
So you got to be really specific when you're training and like mindful.
Not doing the same order every time.
Yeah, order is a big deal. So,
yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was when he could still hear a clicker. I used
True.
Yeah. I mean,
so you know about the deaf dogs. We do like handful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Or the good or whatever.
Yeah. There's all sorts of them. So the order is important. Trying to think what else we were just talking about.
I don't know. We got
sidetracked.
That's
Imagine
what happens
that.
around here.
That's all right.
I told you it happened.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think so we talked a little bit about this before, and I have had really great success in with my personal dogs and with a few others in using some tools outside of positive reinforcement, which all of my dogs are, except for the little ones, again. But all the big ones are very aware of positive reinforcement training. They all have hand signals. They all know all the things. But, there's some situations where I found myself needing like an additional tool. And so we've brought in like an e-collar.
Yep.
For specifically like Bojangles. He uses one every time we go somewhere that's like grand, and he needs to be able to have a good recall.
Yeah.
I've never used the shock, which I know is like something they say like, well, if you're going to use it, you need to but no, it's just because I want the beep around his neck so he can hear me when he's half a mile away and he'll come right back and all those types of things. But there's also, we talk to people about that this could be a tool for you. And I've had a lot of positive experiences with it, but I know you and I have just briefly talked about like it can go awry if you try to use these tools when you don't know what you're doing.
Don't know what you're doing is the biggest thing. Yeah. And I will say, like, even from my side, like you've been in classes, people with a clicker where the timing is important on the click are horrendous.
Yes.
Like the dog sits, by the time they click, the dog's jumping on them, but now they're clicking and then they're feeding the dog.
Yeah, so
and so they're teaching the dog like the wrong thing because the click means you did it right, and by the time they click, the dog is jumping on them. So I see how poor it is in my classes with that, but it's forgiving, right? I'm like, okay, we can fix that.
Yeah.
When you introduce like a collar, if you're using it for maybe different reasons than you're using it, if people's timing's off, they're usually punishing.
Like a corporal punishment, you're punishing them for when they're already
done.
It's already come and gone, and they've missed it, and now they're mad. It's like, where's the remote? And now they're hitting them, and now whatever the dog's doing then is what they're being punished for.
Right.
So I will say, I don't use them, to be clear, but if you're going to, you have to understand the tool, and your timing has to be impeccable.
Yeah.
Most people with training is not. But one of the fallouts we see is that dogs So I'm big on the emotional side of the dog. So a lot of people, and I'm not accusing you guys, I've never even seen you use these.
Right.
But they're focused on the behavior.
Right.
So the behavior is my dog's barking at this dog or lunging. So we beep them or we shock them.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just giving more common examples.
Yes, when people would. Like, I mean, to me, if I'm looking for a quick fix and I go to the pet store and I see a shock collar and I'm going to grab it, like, what am I thinking I'm going to use it for? To fix the things that I don't like.
Yeah.
You know,
Quickly. I mean, that's because it is faster.
It's a quick fix situation.
Yeah. So a lot of times if they're doing that, the example I said, like the dog barks at a dog and they buzz them or shock them, a lot of dogs start to associate the pain or discomfort with the dog. So you had a dog who's maybe nervous of the dog, and now every time a dog is around, I get warned of a shock or I get shocked. And so now the dog is even more upset about the dog or nervous. But some dogs, if they're sensitive, they go, okay, I'm not going to bark or growl now because the dog's around, but I still hate that dog. Get it away from me. And so with suppression, just like in human behavior, you suppress, and what happens? It comes out and it's bad. So all of a sudden the dog freaks out one day and then it's like this terrible attack, which it could have been suppressed for days, months, weeks. It just.
Yeah.
So that's, and now
Makes
again,
sense.
this is an extreme example to say, but
Right.
that's what I deal with.
Yeah.
It's like we've been doing this thing with, whoever or whatever, and now it went bad and like help us.
Yeah.
So that's the one issue. And like invisible fences, that's a classic example. Most of the dogs run up to the fence when someone's around. They get beeped or shocked if they go over. And now all of a sudden they're weary about person, dog, stroller, whatever.
Right. Because it's like somebody's coming and now that's a bad thing for me.
That's the association they make.
Not
sometimes.
that it's a barrier that I'm supposed to stay
Yeah,
away from.
yeah.
Well, you did mention something important right there. That's the association they make sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
So if, we were talking earlier about if a dog has resource guarding, feed otter away from everybody else, problem
Right.
solved,
Yes.
everything's cool. If, if you have an invisible fence and that keeps the dog from, attacking other dogs or attacking the stroller that's, walking
Yeah.
by, and that was your goal, problem solved. Like,
It can be
until
until they run across it, because that happens all the time.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not a fan of them, but they do keep me plenty busy. I should send them like Christmas cards every year. But usually at minimum, it's like, don't run it all the way up to the, right to the
Give us
sidewalk.
a barrier.
Then they do that a lot. Or like just run it in your backyard. They don't need to be in the front where all the traffic is.
True.
Or run 2 loops where it's like they can be in the front or the back, but you can like be with them. So there's options, but people are lazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they do whatever the people tell them.
Is the easiest.
So,
yeah.
like, to kind of cap that off, though, so my focus is changing how the dog feels about dogs. So most of these dogs we work with are nervous. They're nervous and anxious, and so they react as so.
Yeah.
So we try to make them excited and happy about being around a dog. So that takes lots of distance and really good treats.
Yeah.
And if you have one of those elements wrong, you don't have success, because we hear that all the time. I tried to give my dog a hot dog when the dog was 4 feet away, and he won't take it. Treats don't work.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we're going to start at 150 feet, and then we're going to go from there.
Yeah.
So the goal is over time, when there's a dog around, we feed the dog. We start building that association. So now when the dog sees a dog, he goes, looks at you, he's like, are you going to pay me? Because when dogs are around, it's good times.
Yeah.
And now they're happy and wiggly, and now we can start to progress. But if we're using the other tool, it would be like the dog sees the dog, he growls, does whatever, we shock him or warn him. Behavior is changed, essentially, but you're not changing how they feel.
Right.
And then that's where we get these blow-ups that are bad usually when it happens.
Yeah.
So we tried to use the e-collar or mercury, but Karakachens, however you say it.
Yeah, yeah.
They have like a massive double coat around their neck to
Yep.
protect them from predators, like coyotes.
So
and
it was
whatnot.
like getting stung by a mosquito.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he even felt it.
Oh gosh.
But they only tried it a couple times because just,
A dog like that, you'd have to go such a high level. Then you got to ask, am I comfortable going to this like cattle
Right.
prod level on
no.
my dog?
Yeah.
on him, I
Sure.
personally would. but
That's fair.
that's
just,
She
because
almost
tried
died
to eat
again.
me.
yeah, I'm just saying like that's
No, I'm teasing.
okay.
But
Something you
they
have to think
did the tone, the
Yeah,
beeping,
yeah.
whatnot, and he really did not like that at
Right.
all.
I usually find that beep noise, like we found that there are e-collars that are just the noise
Yeah.
and maybe the noise and perhaps a vibrate that's more toned for like a deaf dog training.
Yeah.
We have found that those have been super successful, but I treat it as a positive reinforcement.
Like you're pairing the tone
Oh.
with "come to me for a treat."
Yes.
And I
Correct.
should be clear, they weren't shocking him; they were just doing the vibrate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
vibrate
Yeah, yeah.
is for some dogs is aversive. They
Yeah.
don't like it. And they're
Could
like,
be.
"Ugh." It
Yeah.
depends
You're
on the dog.
Could be.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you use it in the classical sense, like where the invisible fence, it beeps and the dog respects the beep.
Uh-huh.
That is a very like powerful tool. Like if I pulled a gun out right now on this podcast and cocked it, everyone would listen to me. I didn't shoot anybody.
That
Yeah.
I
is
didn't
my
shoot anybody.
philosophy on
So-
gun ownership. I
Oh, no, we're
really,
gonna go down another hole.
honest to God, I'm hoping that the is going to do
Is
its
enough.
job, because I have no desire to actually unload this weapon.
Right.
Right.
I'm hoping that just is enough.
It is.
Go
most of
ahead.
it. But I'm just saying the amount of fear that can evoke, that's the same with the dog. We're just making him more
Right.
fearful.
Yeah, we don't want to create a fear.
It's
Like,
suppression.
yes.
No, and that's the other thing. But and I keep going back to Mercury because that's just
Which dog is Mercury? Sorry.
the Kraken.
Okay.
Karakachin.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
I just keep thinking, the Kraken.
Don't put
the
my name-
Kraken.
The Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken. That's what we're gonna call him.
It's only me. It's only me that he's upset with.
Okay.
I mean, well, and the Amazon guy. But like my nephews, they're fine.
Like kids.
My brother,
Fine.
Yeah.
He pinned
my
her
brother,
down and like
they're
about
fine.
ripped her side open.
Wow.
Like,
But my dad is absolutely convinced it's because I took him from his home, and so he thinks I'm there to take him away from dad, and he is like dad's best friend.
Yeah, that's a lot of human emotion.
Right?
Dog, but
we
it-
talk
That's
about that a
my-
lot.
Yeah. A lot of
That's
people
my
love that.
father.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
my father.
I don't
talk
know
about
enough
that a lot.
about Mercury to like give a full thing, but yeah.
I know.
Maybe
So
that's
it's just, do you see that at all, where dogs like we get surrender forms sometimes where it's like, well, they're not good with men.
Right.
Or
Super
if
common.
a man is
Super
wearing
common.
a ball cap.
Yeah. Or have a beard.
Or
Yes.
have a
It's
beard.
It's literally
or
me
whatever.
when I show
like,
up. They're like,
yeah.
it's you.
what do you do about that? Like,
So I mean,
just
whatever
expose them to more men with beards? I don't know.
positively expose them though, because if
Yeah.
you just expose them over and over, that's like flooding, and that
Yeah.
doesn't usually end well. The dog just shuts down or starts to like lurch out at him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing I said with the dog. We'd start far away at a park, like 100 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Men are around, good things happen, and then we get closer.
Yeah.
So that process is called counter conditioning and desensitizing. Works for any trigger. The trigger could be men, children, dogs, stroller, cats. But again, if you don't have something right in that equation, it doesn't work.
Okay.
That's why I have people meet with me, because everyone's tried that, but something's wrong.
Yeah, they're missing.
And
timing
the
is wrong.
equation again is distance and really good treats.
Distance is like your number one tool, because distance is safety. Like if the dog's far enough from whatever he doesn't like, he's like, all right, I can deal with that. But as they approach, he goes, oh, I'm getting nervous. Now that it explodes. And our goal over time is to whittle that down. So I can.
And that could take several.
Lots of that's the problem
sessions.
with this training. It's positive reinforcement. It's not quick.
Yeah.
No,
with a
that's what I was
with a
just gonna
collar,
say.
you can get pretty quick results, and it's people like that. Sexy.
But the
Like,
thing,
oh wow, it's done.
yes. But the thing of it is that positive reinforcement training works. If you continue doing it in this repetition, it works forever.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, Dottie can barely walk up the stairs. But if I asked her like to do one of those tricks, she would at least attempt it. Because, which by the way, I found the video of when we taught her how to do that, so I'll show you when we're done. But
But yeah, that history is
but, like,
strong. Like
yes, I
Yeah.
mean it creates this memory. I remember you telling us in class one time, like, if a dog jumps up on the counter and he gets a potato chip, that might be an okay situation.
Yeah.
It's fine. But if they jump up on the counter and they get a steak, they get a filet mignon,
yeah.
they're going to jump up on the counter again and again and again. So
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot more work to take away this
The history.
reward, the history.
Yeah, the history of the reward. Yep.
Yeah.
Like counter surfing turns into like a slot machine, because sometimes we just pull a receipt down, but sometimes we get a whole bag of buns.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Do you make your own treats?
I do not.
What treats do you use?
My go-to treat that I always at least have on me is Happy Howie's.
Happy.
It's
Hour.
like a
is
summer
that?
sausage-looking thing,
Oh, yes.
and you have to cut it and then refrigerate it. But I have 9 out of 10 dogs are like nuts about it.
Yes.
So I always have it. And I actually warn people in my classes, because I'm going to come around and give you help, and I'm going to give them one of these, and if you can't match me, they're going to be locked on me.
It looks like this.
The treat log.
And you
yep.
cut it up.
Just like that. Yep.
Okay.
The smellier, the better.
That is a good rule.
Yeah.
So, okay, just to finish the reactive thing, if you don't have the treats that are valuable enough, it doesn't work either. The most extreme one we had recently with a doodle, we had done like 3 or 4 sessions and had 0 luck. And what that looked like is my trainer's dog, who's neutral, never barks, was over 100 feet away. Dog would enter the room, and the poodle would not eat anything, like anything, any treat she brought, any lunch meat, any cheese. So the 3rd or 4th session, she decided to stop at McDonald's, and she bought French fries, cheeseburger, and filet of fish. The dog would spit the French fries out when the dog was around, didn't care about the cheeseburger, which I've never seen. Filet of fish was the deal. So the whole
gotta
place
try it.
stunk, and then we figured out it was fish. So then she just started cooking fish. Once we got the fish, we were able to start getting closer to the dog.
How wild.
That's the most extreme
It's
example.
a pescatarian.
Yeah,
I like
we didn't
it.
know. We didn't ask.
So do you get the 2-pound tube?
I buy it in wholesale, so I get boxes and boxes.
I'm trying to give our listeners a reference
Oh,
of
I'm
how many
sorry.
treats they can get out of a
Oh, my God.
roll.
Like that 2 pound is so many. That's huge. It's
Yeah.
probably like 20 inches long or
Right,
something.
it looks
So yeah, you cut it like
quite
an onion.
large.
You make it really thin. You dice it. and-
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's my go-to treat.
okay. So happyhowies.com, HAPPY
Sponsor Oh My Dog.
Yeah.
HOWIES.com. They come in 7-ounce, 12-ounce, or 2-pound rolls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it looks just like,
Like a
summer
summer
sausage,
sausage.
and
Yeah.
you just cut it up into squares.
And it's not greasy, so like it doesn't get all over your hands.
I'm gonna
Oh, that's nice.
bring you some of my homemade treats. I think
I'm
you
down
might
to
like
take
'em.
some. Yeah.
Oh, they're crack. I brought them when I was training
did?
Finn.
Okay.
That's the ones that Finn was like, oh, I like you better. But he did like me
Is
better.
it tuna fudge or something, or what do you make?
Tuna fudge.
You never heard of that?
Is that what you said?
Yeah, tuna fudge.
Get down the recipe, Holly.
Yeah,
We
look
need
it
some
up, tuna
tuna
fudge.
fudge.
All
Dogs
right,
love
I think
it.
I'll pass.
She does.
It's ground up beef and pork organs mixed with pumpkin,
Nice.
and then I freeze dry it. I have
Okay.
a freeze dryer, and then I make them into these little squares. They're perfect for
But
That
it's
sounds
the greatest
perfect.
training
Training
treat
treats.
because they don't have to really chew it. It
Yeah,
kind of
just
just
like-
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, I'd love to try some.
Yeah, they work with all of our crazies.
Yeah.
And it's
My
it's
dogs go nuts over 'em.
top level treat. Like Veronica was like, I need more of Holly's treats because I use them only for very special time, and we're out of it, and now they don't know what to do with themselves.
That's good though, because you
Yeah.
should rank your treats and like
Yeah.
not give them the $100 bills every day.
Yes.
I even sent it off to get guaranteed analysis on it because
Yeah.
I wanted to sell them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with any of the rules that the state of Iowa has around that, but you have to have this guaranteed analysis and you have to label it and all that crap. But
Are you still working on it, or?
it's like 86% protein.
Oh my gosh, that's
It's
high. Yeah.
crazy.
Just straight meat. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. No,
You
it's
know.
That's a
it's
good thing.
stuff.
Dogs love
limited ingredient though.
that. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have been talking for forever, so let's wrap this up. But I think final questions.
Hate to go.
I know we could
Yeah,
just
we're-
split this into 2 episodes, but he's got twin babies at
Yeah,
home.
2
They're
9-month-olds.
9 months
Oh my
old, so
God.
he's probably wife is at home being like, "What the heck?"
Just
I'm
blowing
having
my
to-"
phone up right
yeah,
now. Yeah.
like come on, please help me get back here.
If
Yeah.
there was one thing you wanted to tell dog owners, our listeners, about training
Or owning a dog, or
owning
getting a dog.
like what,
Yeah.
like the number one most important thing.
I mean, training is important. I guess that's really stereotypical, right, from a trainer. But yeah, I think that gets overlooked sometimes,
Yeah.
especially with puppies. I'll go back to that. Like they're so impressionable. Those early months are so critical, and like, yeah, people should be in class right away.
Mhm.
And I guess the other thing to chip shot on that is like people do one class, they're like, I trained my dog.
No.
Like, no. Like if I'm gonna lose weight, I don't go to one class. I'm like, I worked out for 2 weeks. Why am I not losing weight?
Do you remember that surrender we got? This dog has been through
Extensive training. Went to half of a puppy class.
There you go.
2.5 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah,
Extensive.
like it has not.
But
That
people
is-
think if they just check the box, like they're
Yeah.
done. It's like, no, it's
Yeah.
like it's a little bit of a commitment.
Which is fine. If you're not interested, as I am not, in dog training, like that's just
Yeah.
not, I don't have the patience. Just like I know I cannot be a groomer. I don't have the patience for that. I will get very frustrated very quickly. Then don't own dogs that require training.
I was gonna say, but you have a crew that seems like it's okay.
They're blind and deaf.
Yeah,
like
Yeah, the
And they're-
geriatrics
what are they gonna
fine.
do?
Small
Yeah.
and old, except for the German Shepherd,
Yeah.
but also old. Yeah.
Right. But think all the dogs.
I
you get-
respect it though. Don't get me wrong.
Well, think all the
I
dogs
just know
you
that
get.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the dogs you guys get requests, a lot of those, if they did training at some point
Mm-hmm.
early on or even now, they would not be calling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you guys
100%.
don't want to like help dogs, but like we could lessen that by a lot.
Oh yeah.
Well,
if you make a
and-
commitment, make a commitment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that
dive
too.
in.
And a lot of our dogs, people are, a lot of adopted dogs, period, whether it's from us or another shelter, another rescue, whatever it is, they're probably not a puppy because puppies are really cute and
Right.
then they get
18
surrendered.
months
No,
old.
they're-
That's the number one age.
they're adolescents, as
yeah.
they say. Yeah,
18 to
yeah.
24 months. That's our number one.
Not so cute anymore.
released. Yeah.
So,
not as
I
cute.
mean,
Yeah.
as soon as you get them into some training.
Right. Because a lot of those people could have prevented some of that by early training, but they waited because it was cute, and now
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
cute.
But if you have now just adopted a dog and maybe they're in that 18 to 24 months and now you need help, it's not unfixable.
It's never too late.
It's
Right.
all about putting in the work and the time and making the commitment. We talk about this all the time. Changing your life to make that dog's life better, which will in turn make your life better. Like it's all
That's
going to come
behavior
around.
change. Like same
Yeah.
with the dog. Yeah, you got to make
Yeah.
changes. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, Clint Knox, we are so happy to have have you here. If you want to check him out, Knox Canine, Knox Canine.com, and we'll post all of the links in our podcast here. He's absolutely incredible. He's in the Des Moines area. And we're really thankful to have him as a part of, what we consider our
As a resource.
mafia, know.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our
I'm mafioso now.
Yeah,
Nice.
for real.
All right.
our
get you a
in our
jacket.
arsenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're in our Rolodex for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Thanks for including me.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Um,
Appreciate
thanks.
it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Until then.
We'll figure it out.
Oh my dog.
What I mean when I see, what I see, what I feel, when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Everybody look at me when I'm free, when I feel, what I see, when I do it, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Say what we got, it's hot to spot, give up the drop, see what we got, do what, we got to go, the body flow, too hot to show, the front row, we won't stop.